everyone. Today's lesson will go into a brief development of juvenile justice in America. When we look to the development of juvenile justice in America, there are two concepts that are important, and that is parens patriae and in loco parentis. These concepts are important because they served as the legal basis for involvement in the lives of youth, children and youth. And the idea was that the state could incarcerate children and youth on the basis of their status. And this status, we're not only focusing on what we see as delinquent youth today, we are focusing on dependent youth, those who are neglected or abandoned as well. And what really established, at least parens patriae, was the court case Ex parte Kraus. This case declared parens patriae, or state as parent, the protector of the youth, as constitutional. Now, during the mid-1800s, reform schools were opening up. And these schools, their argument, their support was that they could provide a stable environment for wayward youth. And they were doing so through education, through strict discipline, and religious principles. Now, when youth were in these facilities, they could be punished, and their punishments were many times harsh, and that included corporal or physical punishments. And so stories were coming out about these reformatory schools, and individuals argued that the environment that they were subjected to was no better than in adult facilities, our early prisons and jails. And reformers started taking note of this. And this is really what led to the development of juvenile justice in America, the roots. Individuals such as Enoch Wines and Charles Brace started arguing against the current treatment of youth in these reformatory schools. They were initially known as progressives, individuals who are part of the Society for the Prevention of Pauperism, but also they became known as child savers. Their efforts were known as grassroots efforts, and as they gained momentum, they lobbied, and they were successful eventually in convincing politicians and developing a separate system of juvenile justice. And that was when the first state in the country, Illinois, passed the Juvenile Court Act in 1899. This piece of legislation was the first in the United States to create separate system of juvenile justice, separate from criminal justice. And the role of this system, including the first juvenile court, was to be different than the criminal justice system. It was created to be more informal in nature than our criminal justice system. And they were given, based upon this informal nature, wide discretion in treating youth and rehabilitating them. Have a great day.